And tonight's call, were we able to get our representative for a legislative update? Tamiko?
No, I'm waiting on her to confirm her date. Tonight is just open forum.
Okay. Open call. Where the agenda is your agenda. The people's agenda. And so we discuss whatever it is that you want to talk about or what's on your mind.
Hey, Councilman Reeves.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Jane. Okay, if
Hey,
you don't
Jane.
mind, I just want everybody to know that there is a special election happening, okay? For House District 68. And I am a candidate certified today. So special election, the early voting is April the 24th through May the 12th. And election day is May 16th. If you live in District 68, please go out and vote. And I hope you will cast your vote for me, Jane Williams. Thank you. Thank you, Councilman.
So we're in District 68.
Also, I apologize. One other thing. If you have any time on your hand, please give me a call. I'm put my number and stuff in that chat. And if you have anything you want to donate, I'll put all the information in the chat as soon as I stop. Thank you.
Jane, we're in District 68.
District 68 is in the city of South Fulton, well, Fulton County. It consists of Union City, down Fairwood, down Mallory, Stonewall Tail, Welcome All Park, Fairburn that butts up against Fayette County, Peachtree City, Fayetteville, and Tyrone.
Wow.
Yes.
And qualifying for the special election started today.
Yes, sir. Starting today.
Absolutely. And you went and got qualified today.
I got qualified today. Yes, sir.
All right.
So this is Loretta.
Right.
If we don't live in that area, can we vote?
You cannot vote. No,
I didn't think
you
so.
can't.
I didn't think so.
So
Okay.
only if you live in District 68 can you vote. Yeah, it's the reason why this seat became available is because the young lady that I ran against just a year ago and who won the seat, unfortunately, she died a few weeks ago, and now this seat is available. That's how it became open.
So you're going to be doing two positions, or you're going to just be in that one position then?
No, when you say two positions, it's on the one. It's on the one seat.
Oh, it's only one. Okay. Okay.
It's on the one seat. Yes. I'm putting information in the chat.
All right. Well, congratulations, Jane, on you qualifying. And so,
Thank you.
and we most certainly wish you well. Part of District 5 is District 68.
That is correct. That
And
is
so,
correct.
I pray and hope that you get the support that you need.
Thank
And
you.
run a great. Yes, ma'am. So,
Thank you.
yes, indeed. And that's that call. Anybody else have anything that they want to say?
Hey, Corey, this is Loretta with the Buffington Park again. Did
Hey,
we
Miss Loretta.
ever, how's everybody doing? Good evening. did we ever find out if Venezuela got us on the list to do our paving our subdivision? We can't really move on to do finish out petitioning for the speed bumps because we want our subdivision paved. And I just rode down Old Jonesboro, where Union City and connect that, and that just got repaved. I don't know, and even some parts of College Park just got repaved. I'm just trying to figure out why this is taking forever. This I'm not understanding this process. And I know we're on the list because I talked to Mayor. I went to Mayor Khalid to make sure we were on the list. And he made sure that he sent him an email to make sure Buffington was on the list. And it's been almost 2 years now. I've been asking the same question.
Correct. And let me just inform you, if I can, without going too in depth as this, for legality reasons. There's some issues that just came up and arise dealing with our different departments, let me say that, and certain things are being looked into in depth, with the in-depth scope. And it's going to be a delay on me giving you that answer. And I'm just going to say that it's going to be a delay on giving you a factual, in-depth answer on an exact start date.
Is it going to get done though? Can at least get that? And then we can start when.
It's going to get done. I can't give you a time frame.
Okay, that's fine. I just, I will just keep asking. And are you just going to email me and let me know? Or do I need to wait a month and ask again and wait 2 months and ask again? I just don't want you to forget. I keep talking, I keep beating this dead horse. We're trying to move our neighborhood, trying to.
Ms. Loretta, I agree. You're on the top of the list.
We're getting nowhere.
You're on the top of my mind, but I just cannot give you an indefinite answer right now.
Okay, that's fine. All right, I'll give you that. Okay. Keep me posted.
I will do.
All right, thanks.
Anyone else?
Hey, yes, this is Chandra. I didn't interrupt anybody, did I? I didn't put my hand up. Okay.
Go ahead.
So have you received any updates regarding when the expansion or widening of Buffington Road is supposed to start? Or is still on target? I think it's supposed to start. Well, I truly thought it was supposed to start in March, or is it May?
They pushed that back. I live in Sable Chase. I'm the president of HOA, so yeah, we're still dealing with dealing with GDOT. I mean, the project's been approved. It's just they just got to start. So it's just a matter of them starting.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
neighbor.
When they came on a couple months back, they were saying that because it was supposed to be completed in May.
Okay,
Yeah.
completed in May. I knew I had one of the M's correct. So yeah.
Yeah, they were supposed to have started technically last November and finished with this phase, this stretch, like you said, by May, because they still have to do the entire road, so they still got to do the Roosevelt Inn all the way down to Flat Shoals. So, but yeah, we're having our attorneys look into. We just had a conversation about it last week as well, just to kind of get some more information, and that was the last we heard, that they're still in their, I guess, beginning phase or whatever you want to classify.
Yeah, because when and I can't recall the gentleman's name, but it was, from my understanding, this expansion was supposed to occur in 2 phases. So from Roosevelt to just past the rock quarry, was phase one. And then, like you say, phase two was, I think not, I didn't have the understanding that it was going to be the flat shoals. I thought it was going to be to just pass, what is that, Royal South?
That is probably correct, because I know they're supposed to be trying to widen both of those bridges across, that are on Buffington Road, one,
Okay.
with partially going towards the school, as well as the one across South Fulton Parkway. So
Correct. Okay.
yeah.
So
Good
I have a
evening.
question.
If I could just jump in real
Oh.
quick too. Hey Al, this is Stacy Williams.
Hey Stacey, I think
Hi.
I did call you back. I think, but if I didn't, I apologize. I know
Okay,
we're
no
connected.
problem. Yeah,
Mhm.
we'll talk. But in regards to the widening project, I've been in constant communication with Ruben, and the project was awarded to the contractor, CW Martin. I'll have to pull the email up, but it was awarded on March 3rd. And 45 days after is when they're supposed to be like breaking ground. Well, I should say 45 days should be when they receive their notice to proceed. And then we should start seeing some movement. So basically 45 days after the beginning of March puts us into what? Towards the end of April, beginning of May.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we should start seeing some movement.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a good update. So my question would be, I'm hoping in this whole project, are they going to designate, when it's going to start, where the detour, where we're going to be detouring to, and how traffic's going to move? Because it's going to get really congested for us residents that's on Buffington Road. How is
My
that?
suggestion for everybody is to do exactly what I did, and that is to if you can't get Ruben via email, because Corey, they've shared that information with us previously, but if you send emails and you're not getting a response, to go to their office. Oftentimes the office is not manned like our typical hours or whatnot. So, you'd have to look to see when someone's going to be there, but that's what I did. And I made it a point to make sure that everyone had my information and to get on their planning meetings.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way that we can get information.
And whose office? I'm sorry.
The GDOT office.
GDOT office. Okay.
It's on Roosevelt Highway, as a matter of fact.
GDOT office.
Right there at the corner of Roosevelt and Welcome Mall.
Yeah, it's like a little one-story building, looks like almost like a warehouse almost on the right-hand side. But also you should be able to see some of that information on the project scope on the GDOT's website as it relates to the project as they start, as Ms. Stacy stated, as they start, doing the plans. They should have some of that information, like what's the traffic pattern, if there, there's gonna be, people out here directing traffic, police officers, whatever the case may be, certain times of the day, so on and so forth. So
I guess I just need to let our subdivision know, because Buffington sits right there next to Sable Chase, and between Buffington Park and Sable Chase, we're the main artery on that main two subdivisions on Buffington. So I guess we just need to let our residents know, I guess, as much as we can.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
We'll know how to, so they can plan accordingly. That's the reason why I was asking. But
no, you're correct, and thank you, Stacey, for the information. And she is correct. Like I said, and I didn't even think about them awarding projects, but that's normally, what they have to do. So once the approval was made to proceed, they got, of course, bid it out and go through whatever that competitive bid process. And that's probably what has been somewhat of a delay. And of course, you got to think GDOT is a state agency, so they got projects going all across the state. So it could have kind of, I won't say got lost, but kind of put through the bottom of the list potentially, as far as getting it out there to bid and things of that nature. Because literally last time we talked there, when we did some right-of-way selling of our right-of-way for Sable Chase, they actually were like, this was in July of last year, like, oh no, we're planning to start in November. So so you see how government works in some cases, at the state level. So delayed.
And I'm also putting Ruben's information in the chat. I'm sure you guys have it, but I'm just putting it in there. So.
Thank you. We didn't have it. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you all. Anything else? Anybody needs to be followed up on or updated with?
Corey, I have a question on something else.
Go ahead, sir.
Tell me if you know, under section 303.11 of the code, the ordinance on for home occupations, do you know how at G it says resident participants in a home occupation must have the appropriate occupational licensing, including business license? Do you know how that is policed?
I can't say for this jurisdiction, but most of the time, because I do this every day in another jurisdiction, if you're running a home business, you can work it out of your home, but you have to have a business license. In essence, that's what an occupational tax is. And with that being said, you cannot have, in many cases, you can't have visitors, or you can only have 2 visitors come to your residence. Like if I'm doing taxes, I can only have 2 customers. I can't have signage dictating that. I can only have people that live in my home that work for the business. I can't have outside employees. And from an enforcement standpoint, normally that's how we kind of catch them. Like, if you're like, hey, I see this person, there's always people coming by his house and then they leave, and go do whatever, or they're always coming every morning, et cetera, et cetera. And so a lot of time is word of mouth. We also, different agencies use different software databases. I mean, honestly, Google is pretty robust. A lot of times you put in an address, Google address, it'll probably tell you, like, this is such and such's business, or something's associated with that address if it's a business. And that's usually how we find them. We can't catch everybody, but that's kind of how we do it. And I forgot, I think Officer Warren was on here. My apologies, Officer Warren. I didn't see you, bro.
Yeah,
Officer Warren, go ahead.
Yeah, they definitely have a permit registered with the city to run a business. And like I say, it would probably have to be a home health care business, and the house has to be set up for that. But based on a patient standpoint, like car, fixing on cars and stuff like that, nah, they can't have it.
Hey, Officer Warren, this is Retta with the Buffington Association. You and I met several times. Is there a way that we can follow up on all the violations that you actually, or the citations or warnings you put in our subdivision? Because I see some of the homes that you and I discussed, some of the people are still parking on the grass and broke down vehicles. So what do we need? Can we offline discuss more in detail what we need to follow up on that, please?
Right. Like if you have the address though, I can go ahead and give you a little insight right now. If you have address, you go to the open records.
Open records. Yeah.
You can pull up that address and see if you have a case number. I'll just follow up with that and see what's going on with it.
Okay. I'll follow up with you afterwards. That's fine.
Okay.
Thanks.
And what about if that applies to rooming houses or boarding houses?
Now, rooming housing, boarding housing, like I said, we probably got cases on those already. Now pad splits, that's what we're having a big issue with, pad split, because that's I guess they got registered through the state somehow. But the rooming houses, if they don't have an occupational certification permit or using pad split, short-term rentals and all that good stuff right there, we cite them. It's kind of hard to get pad split, but we cite them for other violations. So we try to keep it arranged so they don't get any reductions on those. That namely, I love doing this when they have businesses like that we can't actually hit. I try to make sure they don't get any reductions so they know that this is causing the problem.
Right. And so what about on past split? What about if there's parking? Like if they have excessive parking or cars outside, could that be something that they could be tagged with?
Right. If they're in the road, in the street, the PD normally handles that, but if they're in the yard, more than 4 cars, we cite them for that also.
So let me get this right. Are we talking about Airbnbs, people that's renting out their homes that have excessive vehicles on the car and in their driveway? Is that what we're talking about?
Right. If they're living there and have excessive vehicles, if they just constantly live there and have that, we cite them. But if they just
okay, I got one for you then. Okay, no problem.
Right, living there and just have a lot of vehicles there, yeah.
Okay, and they're considered an Airbnb because according to City of South Fulton, we're not supposed to have any Airbnbs that's been approved. Is that correct? Or
now that Airbnbs, like I said, that's another state, something that they allow. I haven't seen nothing against Airbnbs in the city, but like I said, if they got a lot of cars on the streets and they're parked all type of ways, PD normally comes in. They have moved or something like that. But if they're on the grass and stuff, that's when we come in the picture.
So let me ask you a question. What about abandoned vehicles? We have one vehicle in our subdivision, been there for 3 years, no tag on it, but it got a bunch of stuff, and we know this car has not been moved in 3 years, and it doesn't have a tag on it. Can we get that towed? If
it's on the property or in the street?
It's in the street.
Yeah,
literally on the street.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can. I mean, but I would contact PD and let them know. Yeah, okay. I'm sure give you some insight on that, definitely.
Okay, I'll call you. Okay, thanks.
So Mr. Officer Warren, can I ask a question? Because we do have there's parking ordinances that communities can establish and within their communities.
Right. So yeah, like say the big semis, I have issues with semis.
They can get it towed out of their parking ordinance that they create within the community.
Yeah, we have a semi in the back of our subdivision. Somebody's parked they have it in their driveway, literally parked in their driveway. Can they do that?
Not in the driveway, no ma'am.
Okay, yeah, I have one that currently I saw this over the weekend that's parked in their driveway.
Yeah, put that in C-click fix. But see, normally they try to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, so and if you take a picture and send it to us, we'll send that notice out.
Okay, no problem.
Officer Warren, I want to go back to this home occupation. Maybe you have forgotten, but when I addressed this back some time ago, you said that unless the car was parking on the grass, that was loitering, something to that effect, that really there wasn't very much you could do as a code enforcement officer. And what I was inquiring about when I looked at section 303 of the code was, unless this person, and the person did tell you that, no, I'm not running a business from my home.
Right.
And so I know that they are, because I see the traffic comes on a daily basis. So if that person said no, well, then this part about the occupational license and the business license, it just don't get in. There's nobody to enforce it. I mean, based on what you said, where I guess your authority ends. Does that fall under some other department as far as the licensing and the person having a license to do the business, and also the actually business license accepted code? The way I'm reading it, like we should have a license for that profession, and they should have a license from the city.
Right.
Am I right?
Permit and license.
Okay, but how do if there's no parking this year, there's no lottery this year, and then the person said, "Well, no, I'm not running a business." Does it end there?
No, it doesn't. All we can do is keep observing. If we catch them, we have to decide. But if we can't catch them red-handed, it's kind of hard. So that's like, say for instance, I think you contact me about a female doing somebody's hair, and that's hard to catch. Somebody doing somebody's hair. So all I can do is go question them and let them know that if you operate a business, and I find out, you will be cited.
Okay, so if 3 cars come a day at different intervals, who monitors that? Who police that? 3 cars a day, 2 cars a day, 1 car a day.
Right. I
5, 6 days a week.
She can have family members come over. She can have kids drop by. I don't know. She can have 4 or 5 boyfriends. I don't even know. So it just could be. I could tell you that, because that part I couldn't tell you, because I'm not in that one particular area all the time. So I couldn't just sit there and say I'm monitoring person out. But if I catch it, like I know she's running the business, and I catch it like that, they like Mr. Farrell said, if they got a post on Google, I can pull up and they say they're running the business out their house. That is evidence. If they're not doing that, it's kind of that one.
Okay, this to me, this is just sort of useless. Then it means that you can come into South Fulton and you can run a business from home, certain kind of business, and run without a license and make much money you want to and never pay a tax.
What type of business though you were referring to, if you don't mind?
I'm talking about the hair salon. The hair salon. That's the same one I addressed with you back some time ago.
So that's a hard one.
Okay. Okay. Just you.
If I find some evidence, like social media, anything like that, that's the only way.
Okay.
All right.
Officer Warren, this is Chandra. I have a comment as well. I submitted a C-Click Fix inquiry well over a year ago, and it was resolved, but I'm still getting emails from it. And I put a message in C-Click Fix, time and date, that it has been resolved. Please close this case. And we are now sitting at like more than 6 to 8 months past that time period, and it still shows.
Can you send that to me? And,
okay.
The C-Click Fix number, and I can try to pull that up.
Okay, will do.
Okay.
What is your email? If you could put it in the chat.
I definitely will.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
So, Officer Warren, are we going to be doing? How should we do a better job at trying to get these complaints under control, particularly if it's a complaint about a particular house and operating a business? I do understand, things that are obvious, like a mechanic shop or something of that nature.
Like,
is there really anything we can have an ordinance, but is there anything we can do to effectuate and enforce the ordinance?
Well, me, I like, like I said, I'm normally, when I'm in the community, I get a complaint. I knock on the door. And I would like to try to get what I can when I see, when I get out my vehicle, I look around, and that's the first step, because you want to make sure you're safe. So I try to observe the area and see, do I see any signs? So like when we go to a house, we see the lock pads on the door. We kind of consider like, okay, this may be a rooming house, a lot of trash cans. So We just have to have an eye out, and like I said, we get anything like a business card from them or something, or somebody go get a business card from them or something like that. He can, if he know a female, like, hey, go see if she running a business or like that. She get information and get a business card. That would be, like I told him, that would be a little bit overstepping my boundaries on doing something like that. I become an investigator then instead of being a code enforcement officer, you know. So if he knows somebody that would go over there and just get a business card, she had a business card and saying that's the address, that would be another sign. So it depends on how you approach that, but you want to be careful because you know you don't want to cause no kind of disturbance in the community like that and have somebody trying to retaliate against you in some type of way.
Right. But you just okay. Piggybacking off of what you just said about the trash on the rooming houses.
Mm-hmm.
When it does come to rooming houses and these vacation rentals or short-term rentals, it may be our distance because if we have desanitation, and we do know that there is, you know, you have to have one hurby-curby per dwelling. What happens in a case when you have your rooming houses and you got 8 rooms and one hurby-curby? I mean, and then the trash is only coming once a week. How is that going to be handled from a code enforcement perspective under the sanitation ordinance?
Okay. Now, according to we had a compliance meeting. According to
somebody's on my plate. Go sit down.
Public Works, they were stating that they can purchase extra containers, and but the way I go about it, if they have a rooming house and they have trash, I cite them and ask for no reduction, so they will understand that this, you know, not acceptable. So if they don't get a reduction, they get a straight $1,000 fine per violation, and that way they can understand. Okay, you know, you got this occupational you know, thing going on with this house, so you won't get a reduction because you know you're making the money, so you will be able to afford this, and you know what the consequence is for having this. You know, because they know if they got multiple people staying there, they're gonna have a lot of trash buildup. So I just make sure that fine doesn't get reduced, and that way they can understand where I'm coming from.
Okay. Good deal. Does anybody have any more questions for? Officer Warden. Well, let's just give you a follow up on an update on how did the power of compliance seminar go? Were you in attendance, and can you give us an update with that?
Yes, I was attending. It went pretty well. It was a lot of informative stuff. Like I said, Public Works, they explained about the trash. Miss Williams, she was there also. She probably
I was there.
Get a little insight on it too. But yeah, it went pretty good. It was a lot of information that, you know, was passed along through all departments, you know, erosion, Public Works, code, fire department. So, you know, and we plan on having a few
good information.
You plan on having a few more?
Yes.
Awesome.
I thought, this Loretta from Buffington, I thought the meeting was definitely informative. I had a lot of my community actually log in so they can see exactly what's going on in the community and who they can reach out to. But back to the trash, when we start the trash, our own city, South Fulton, do we know who our trash pickup carrier is going to be and what days and is there scheduled out for that already? Do we have any update on that?
Well, according to Public Works, I think that trash service does just start in June.
Right. It's sometime in June, but do we have a schedule? Because to my understanding is they're covering all the city of South Fulton. Is that correct? So therefore they have to hire for the whole different areas. And at that same time, what dates do they have the dates of what subdivisions or what, you know, with district? How are they having that planned out? Oh, they don't know that yet.
I'll answer that one. We have the sanitation director coming out to speak to y'all on May 1st.
No, May 3rd. May 3rd, Monday.
I'm sorry, May 3rd. So
okay.
Yes. So we'll be having an in-person for that event. So we will not be having it online. It will be in person.
Okay,
And
this is gonna be in
he'll
person.
have all that information since it'll be in that 30-day window of what's gonna happen when.
And I guess I'm asking because a lot of my subdivision, we have so many different vendors coming in, and we're trying to literally make this our last ROHA, you know, trying to make sure we don't pay any extra money that we have to give them until the actual trash get picked up. And I know it's probably going to be some kind of delay when we actually get started, but we just don't want an abundance of trash just sitting around. The issues people are having now with people not picking up trash because they canceled their trash, and now we don't have anybody picking up our trash. So I guess I'm just trying to make sure we can correlate some kind of time frame. So on May 3rd, we should then wait till after May 3rd to cancel our current carriers. Is that safe to say?
Okay, so what's happening is some carriers are sending notifications to the residents that trash service will be ending by the end of May. So what's supposed to happen is the new service under the city will pick up starting June 1st. And then so you at this point should not be paying past the month of May. Now we will find out by the end of this month if it is going to be a delay. We'll know by the end of this month. The only reason that when we talked to him a couple of weeks ago, he said the equipment is to be delivered this month. So unless there is a delay on the equipment getting delivered, then we're on schedule to start for June. If there is going to be a delay, we'll find out this month. Ooh, so it won't be last minute. So by the time he comes May 3rd, we'll know everything.
And that's why it's going to be important for all of y'all to come out in person Monday, May the 3rd. And write it down on your calendars because we will not be having the Zoom call.
Okay.
And we'll be in person at Burdett, the town hall, for the sanitation update with Mr. Gordon Burkett. And if y'all remember, he came on right when we first did this. He came on the call as the day it was happening, as it was breaking news. But now we have more official data and updates as to the exact information that you're going to be needing to move forward and move ahead. And
what time, Corey? I'm sorry. What time would that be?
The time is going to be from the same time we have this call, from 6:30 to 7:30.
6:30. Okay, perfect. Okay.
But this will be in person, and this is going to be a special little occasion too, because we will be also having cake and ice cream for our city's birthday, which is May 1st. And so I will let y'all know that until but I encourage y'all to come as
Councilman, I just need to get clarity for everybody. On my calendar, May 1st is Monday and May 3rd is Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
So I just wrote down May 3rd at 6:30. Perfect. At Burdett. Okay.
No, hold on.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do stand corrected. It will be our birthday, May 1st. And so I do stand corrected. As I don't know what we're looking at, but however, it is May 1st.
So it's May 1st, not May 3rd?
That's even better. No, ma'am, it is May 1st.
Okay, May 1st. Okay.
And so May 1st, Monday.
Okay.
May 1st. Oh.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am.
Is Officer Warren still on?
I'm still on.
Officer Warren, can you explain to me what, when you say a case is in SAGE, I think you call it SAGE system. What is the system?
That's when we start processing the case. We close it out and see click fix. So we open the case, and that's when it's on the investigation. When we go back and re-inspect, if the property is still in violation, we send it to court. We send it to code board, or we send it to municipal court.
Okay. Do I have access to SAGE? That's something that's internal.
You have to go that case number you get, you have to go to open records and pull up that case number. And that
Okay,
address.
open records.
Yes.
And put in that case number.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Hello, this is Glenda Collins. I can't get my phone to work to raise my hand.
I hear you.
Okay. I'm calling regarding the rezoning at 5510 Fairwood Road to build 23 homes. Do you have that information from the builder that's requesting the rezoning and has not issued presented a site plan to build the 23 condos?
You asking me that question, or who's that for?
Oh no, this is for Corey.
Okay.
Unless you can answer it for me.
No, you're talking about
on the corner of Fairwood and Fairwood Place.
Well, I'm working. Well, let me just say this, Ms. Collins. I'm working with Mr. McClendon on that because one is that future use map doesn't even call for that 23 townhomes on 1 acre of land. That's just more congestion. And that particular lot, I don't even see how you're going to fix that. I don't even see how to even get to pass the application. Particularly when I've asked us to take that for eminent domain and use it as a pocket park. And this is ever since we've been dealing with that, because that's the first house that was on the demolition, and we actually took another 9 months to actually get demolished. And so, and I'm just frustrated with that whole process and our own process and our own zoning, which it doesn't make any sense to me, and they don't have any answers for it. And so, and we're dealing with transitional from CDRA, and so I don't have no answer for you, but I am working diligently to even stop that from even happening, and for me, people presenting applications to even put things like that on properties. It's completely out of the matrix of what it doesn't even fit in the community. What townhomes
and we know that.
What townhomes do we have? We don't even
single
have any.
family homes.
Who owns the land, Miss Glenda Collins? Who owns the land?
It's where's it? The paper's down. Let me get the paper. And besides, I have the information. But
correct.
The problem
is it's the builder, a developer.
It's an infrastructure situation as well. And it's on septic tank, I believe.
It's all on septic.
I thought the city of South Fulton owned it, Corey.
No, we don't. I was trying to get it from eminent domain. It was a situation where it was bought by a developer, and he decided that he just wanted to just come up with some kind of site plan and then send it out. He sent out a notice.
Teal Company Construction Inc.
I'm working with Mr. McKenna to go anywhere. So that's all I can say is I don't have any intention of having it rezoned. So I don't know what else to say because I don't want to be getting in legal trouble.
Okay. Well, we heard you.
As of this morning, Mr. McClendon was not aware of this information, so he was tracking it down.
Okay, very good.
I spoke to Mr. Tamiko. I spoke to Mr. McClendon about this on Friday, and so he was supposed to be providing and taking on an update and getting back with us today. So we'll see what the follow. Did he give you an indication of when he's gonna follow? I'll show him an email.
Yeah, that was an answer as of this morning.
So he still hasn't been working on it. Okay, but
yeah,
he is aware of the situation. I emailed him the information Friday. So hopefully he'll get back with us in a timely fashion. Afterwards, we can just kind of nip this in the bud.
Okay, thank you, Corey.
Yes, ma'am. Anything else?
Corey, I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Do you know anything about East Point and some other health organization? Something in the plan about getting a hospital in South Fulton? Have you heard that?
There is talk about a Fulton County East Point Hospital Authority that was part of in the legislative session. However, I don't think that that's going anywhere. But we'll have to see. And that's a state question. And when we get provided with the person who come on and give us a legislative update, we can follow up with that question with them to see, because that's the governing authority who would be able to answer that effectively, because that would be the ones who would issue a certificate of need. But I don't, as it relates to the East Point City of South Fulton hospital authority, it comes to a funding issue, and then how would that be developed, and what would that mean for us, for the city of South Fulton? So that would be a question.
Yeah, I just remember it was represented. It was Donzella James who I heard say that.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, I have one other question.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't find my information, but is that where the state want to change the way that we construct houses? Bill 1405 or 1504? Which one is? Is there such a bill?
So what's that?
On how we construct houses in the city of South Fulton because of the lack of housing for affordable housing for people. Will there be a change? Will the state make a change in the city of South Fulton, and we have to abide by their standards?
I would have to ask the state that question.
Okay, I read that somebody wrote, so I wanted to make sure I understood that.
We're working to schedule Ms. Bazemore to come on to the call and do the legislative update.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you.
Corey, this is Miss Loretta again. Do you have do you know the turnaround time for Public Works to clean up any illegal dumping once it's been presented to them? Do you know that by chance?
I don't know the exact time frame. I know if it's reported on C-Click-Fix, by the time it's supposed to be closed out on C-Click-Fix, it's supposed to have been rectified and completed. So, I would like it to be within 48 hours of a report. However, I will, I get that question out there, and I'll email Public Works and ask them what is their time for illegal dumping after this reporting, so I can get them to give me an appropriate authoritative answer. But as I would see it, I mean, within 24 hours to be ideal, but within 24 to 48 hours, I think that is more reasonable. I don't think it should be black. I don't think it should be more than 72 hours.
Okay, all right, that's good to know. All right, thanks. But if you find out, just email me if you can, please.
Yes, ma'am. Sheila, go ahead. Sheila, go ahead.
My question was for Officer Warren. You still on the line? Code enforcement.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Can you tell me how far behind they are on those tickets? Are we still far behind since the pandemic? Are we getting how I mean, are they still, how far behind are they on these tickets? I mean, the ones that are what's the name of the system y'all put them in? The
C-Click or Sages?
Yeah, that's it. That system. How far behind are they? Are they still behind?
I couldn't tell you because I don't work with courts. I know I push a lot of cases out, and we got a lot of officers that push a lot of cases out. Like I said, if you got specific ones, my best bet is to just advise you to check the open records, and you can see where they are. Did you hear me?
Yes, I heard you. Okay, thank you, Officer Warren. You know I know how to give you a call. All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
All right.
Hey, Councilman, this is Chandra again. I just wanted to make a sidebar statement. And this is because one of my former instructors lost her dog while walking her leashed dog, which was less than 5 pounds. You guys that do your walking, if you have small animals, I strongly suggest that you either legally carry your gun or carry something to swing a bat at these unleashed dogs that are potentially looking to attack your small one. And directly, what I experienced last week was one of my neighbors, and I'm not going to point him out, child was attacked by their dog. I'm out in the backyard hearing a commotion and look back and see the kid basically with the dog swinging from his arm. And so I grabbed my gun, legal gun, and took off around the corner and got there. And the woman had the dog under control, but it was just, it was totally unnecessary. And I'm sure it was a matter, based on what she was saying, the child may have been antagonizing the dog previously, but you guys be mindful of your pets. Anything with teeth can bite. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
And anything with a barrel can shoot. And so I'll just say that, you know, if it comes down to you being attacked by a dog, an unleashed dog, which is illegal, and so do what you have to do, but protect yourself at all costs. And I firmly believe in that. And so, and if people disagree with it, then they just disagree. But hey, we have laws, people break them, people, you know, but having unleashed dogs and unleashed animals, I mean, take care of your pet, period. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is 7:30, and I was just going to apologize if I did sound a little frustrated about this zoning deal, because it's a whole issue with our zoning, our land use map, and our comprehensive plan, how it contradicts each other. And we know, and things that they're slow about getting on the case, and that's why we never should have adopted the plan in the first place until we had thoroughly fleshed it out. It directly contradicts each other. And I'm just saying, and so certain things, and then it comes to these entitlements, and they just pop up, you know, we have to get a handle on this before it gets way too out of hand, and people can just come down here and think that they can just build upon and build on land and build things, and we not do nothing about it, and then they just start. So we really have to get a handle on this. And I asked for a moratorium on any building, particularly in this area, and then in the Rock Quarry Impact Zone and Old National Overlay District, until we have thoroughly flushed this out, and then set up an ad hoc committee on our zoning, so people who can look at this, from people throughout this area and this community, to look at this and come up with a plan that can be established, particularly for the future land use map and our comprehensive plan, to get rid of these contradicting paragraphs, which, you know, if nobody can undo and nobody can see, and it leaves legal gray areas, and which is not favorable for the community. And I'm sick of that, really. It's just a frustrating task. patience, but it's wearing thin. But at the end of the day, we need to get a handle on it. We need qualified people in positions who can actually get this done and know what they're doing and move forward in that direction. And so, and until we do that, we need to put a stay on these constructions until we can flesh it out. And unless we don't do that, it's going to continue to be a problem and it's going to be an issue throughout this city. And I'm just sick and tired of developers coming down here and just trying to build on and taking advantage of that because it's confusing even to our own staff. So, but yeah, it's frustrating. And so it's like, because nobody can give an answer, a direct, complete, concrete answer on when we can get this done and how we can get it done. And I'm leaving it up to them because they're the subject matter experts. And I'm just saying that at some point in time, we just got to hold them accountable to, because at the end of the day, it is you guys who are affected. So I'm going to end this call now. And just remember, May 1st, which is our birthday. And hey, it falls on a Monday night. Go figure. And so we will be in person. Mark that down on your calendars because we will not be doing a Zoom call. And so it will only be in person and only be updated. And we'll be sending out information regarding that as well. So.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Love you. Can't do nothing about it.
Thank y'all. Thank everybody.
Good night.
Thank you, Corey. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Night.
Night.